welcome to 12 News in Focus. Every week, we look back at some of the great stories brought to you from our 12 News journalists. On today's show, DPS's plan to reduce deadly highway crashes and how these giant Arizona beetles play an important role in our environment. But first, an elite Valley athlete takes a different approach to training and life.
This is one of Jess McLean's most favorite places to be, laced up and putting in the miles.
Counting it.
She's one of the most elite runners in the country. She grew up in the Valley and started playing soccer when she was a kid. She liked it, but she really liked the running part. Even a teacher noticed.
I wish I remembered her name, but she recommended that I go out for the after-school track program, and I did, and then that was kind of like the gateway drug to this whole career, 20 plus years of endurance running.
She signed professionally right out of finishing college at Stanford, where she studied communication. Since then, she's been running races and winning a lot. But what makes Jess unique, besides being incredibly fast, she's always had a full-time job outside of running. In fact, her life isn't just about running.
Wasn't received super well. I don't think it was popular or common for a lot of people at like this level of the sport to have things going on outside of training and racing.
But she says the very thing she's criticized for is the very thing that helps her win.
A huge weight was lifted off because I knew at the end of the day I could blow up, but I'd still have my job and my family and all this other stuff going on.
Just this year, Jess placed 5th overall in the Boston Marathon. She set the American course record and finished as the top U.S. woman for a second straight year. Her time, just over 2:20.
I go into races just knowing I don't really have a plan, to be honest. I have like an idea of how I should feel at certain marks, but I don't like to over-engineer every mile.
Proof of that is when she competed in the 2024 Olympic trials and placed 4th. The top 3 earn an automatic Olympic spot. She did it without a coach and without a sponsor.
That's pretty good to get that with no coach.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just out there winging it? Like,
I did.
How do you even know?
I think at this point in anybody's career, like you should have an idea of the training that works right for you. And I just did a lot of what I thought my body would respond well to.
Her response, though, to her placing was different.
I finish and I do some interviews and like all the clickbaity headlines were like runner bursts onto the scene but has full-time job, like fastest finisher at the trials with a full-time job. And it's just, it's not typical, but I think it's becoming a little bit more normal.
Her approach to running while having a career and a family is what's normal for Jess, and she has some advice for new runners. Start small and enjoy the process.
So much of our world right now is like instant gratification everywhere, and I'm not running well now at 34 because I just trained really hard the last 2 years. This is like a 20-year long career. And I think somebody getting into it, it's hard to have that perspective, but I think you really just need to have fun with it.
For those visiting the Valley, they seem like a mythical creature.
We don't get bugs like that size in Baltimore. You know, the roaches get pretty big, but that's intense.
But if you lived here during the summer, you may have come across these massive beasts.
We saw it like crawling on the floor and it was like really big, but it was cool to look at.
They're called Palo Verde beetles.
I have never seen one before, but I really, really, really want to. I think they're very scary.
Yeah, they're spooky. They're ugly. Nobody wants to touch them.
They're one of the largest beetles in the United States that are found all over Arizona, growing longer than 3 inches, and to top it off, they can fly.
Yuck. I think if they didn't fly, I would feel less intimidated.
While they might look intimidating, education specialist Danielle Hinderleiter with Wildlife World Zoo says they play an important role in our environment.
They actually help promote healthy soil and are a great food source for other desert animals such as bats.
For a majority of their life, Palo Verde beetles live underground as larvae, feeding on the roots of Palo Verde trees and others. Then after a couple of years of growing, they come out looking like this.
Something that's really fascinating about these beetles is that once they're out of the ground, they will not eat anything.
That's because their only focus is to find love.
Their sole purpose once they come out of the ground is to find other Palo Verde beetles so that they can continue the life cycle by laying eggs and creating more larvae.
And they only have a few weeks to do it. Hinderleiter says once out of the ground, these beetles typically die after a month. She also said while they look scary with their size and those pinchers, they aren't poisonous and not harmful to humans or animals.
They're only going to use those mandibles to bite if they do feel very threatened, if they're cornered, if you pick them up.
However, they are clumsy and attracted to light. So if you're outside enjoying a nice summer evening on your patio, there is a chance one of them could be coming your way.
Driving 120 miles an hour.
People drive, well, badly. DPS has a plan. Education, more targeted enforcement, using data to find the worst spots to drive. Over the next 5 years, they say they don't want to write more tickets. They want you to drive better.
We cannot arrest our way to zero fatalities.
It's easy to think this is a bunch of talking points at a press conference. A list of action items, numbers to bring down. It's more than that.
Nearly 18 years ago, as a young detective, I responded to a single vehicle fatal crash here in the Phoenix metropolitan area near the airport.
Lieutenant Colonel David Bird was the detective. The driver was drunk. A teenage girl was ejected. Bird had to tell her family.
One of the more tragic ones that really sticks with you.
That's what Bird wants you to know, that crashes are not statistics. They're real, and they have real consequences.
And that's really what we're trying to do today, is we've got to get better. This isn't acceptable. It shouldn't be socially acceptable.
In 2024, DPS says Arizona was the second worst state in the country for fatal crashes. 2025 made some progress. DPS says fatalities are down 7%. Total wrecks are down just under 2%. DUI arrests are up. But it could be better.
We have a driving problem just in society in general. And I've been in Arizona now for almost 25 years. There's some years I think it's getting better. There's some years I think it's much, much worse.
Just since June 1st, a fatal crash at 27th Avenue and Indian School, another at 19th Avenue and Beardsley, I-17 and Daisy Mountain, Cave Creek and Greenway. And there are more than we have time to mention. The goal is to have none at all.
So yes, that behavior behind the bad driving is what we really just want to change.
Coming up, a summer camp focusing on the future of healthcare.
Hi.
Sometimes during life's hardest moments,
Was it an accident or a flat tire?
we're reminded of the good in people.
Do you have a spare tire? Do you know?
Yes, I do. Avondale police officer Eugene Tokosh was driving near Litchfield and Indian School when he saw a woman on the side of the road.
I wasn't sure if it was an accident. So if it's a single vehicle accident, I want to render some kind of aid.
Luckily, it wasn't.
And I learned that she hit a pothole or curb while she was driving on Indian School Road. And she was driving up north on Litchfield Road to go to the gas station to get gas. And her tire was really eaten up.
Oh, okay. Tokosh could have easily left.
It's been a while since I've changed a flat tire.
But he chose to stay.
Look at it's a fresh one, huh? Funny story is when you take your spare tire out of your car, you balance it and you're thinking this thing is solid rock, good to go. So I put it on, she drives off and it's a thump, 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 thump. It's not as solid as I thought it was. Ah, no way, it's flat.
The spare was also in need of fixing.
I got an idea, hold on.
Which Tokosh also took care of, driving to a nearby store.
Hey guys, I need some assistance with a stranded motorist.
To get it like new again.
Can you make sure it's good for her? I appreciate it. I've changed flat tires before on the job, but never having to go to the tire shop to put air into it. I'm not sure, it just came to me. Thanks guys, have a great day, bye-bye. I think I've done what any officer would have done, you know, in their line of duty as a police officer here with Avondale. I think it's something that we just do. Look at this, huh?
Woo! After about an hour, the woman was back on the road.
Want me to help you get out? Or you good?
And ultimately, it was an exchange that became a lasting reminder that sometimes kindness can find you when you least expect it.
I think that we're just there to help out you in every aspect. If it's from a flat tire to a call for service, but we're here just to help out. I'll follow you, okay? It's good. Put it in drive, you're good to go.
Jay Cunningham, 12 News.
Stitching up wounds, placing IV lines, putting in breathing tubes. Not exactly the first thing that comes to mind when you think summer camp for teens, but that's what Creighton University is offering to high school students. And the goal is to get them hooked on healthcare well before they set foot in college.
You want to press that button? Nicely done.
For Krishan Wagella, a path into healthcare isn't continuing any family tradition, but it is personal.
My grandpa was in hospital in India, and so we couldn't go there and help him because, issues and stuff. And so I want to be able to be there for people and help them out at times of distress.
The Hamilton High School senior is one of nearly 100 students spending a week at Creighton University's Summer Health Institute, from learning to suture, to placing IVs.
Yep, that way it holds back like this.
And practicing emergency airway procedures. Educators hope to inspire students today to step into the shoes of healthcare providers in the future.
We can help create healthcare professionals that go back and work in the communities and serve in the communities where they grew up, but also help address that workforce shortage.
That matters because not every student grows up knowing someone in healthcare or how to get there. Programs like this are a bridge into professions Arizona desperately needs to fill, and they're intentionally reaching students from rural communities and tribal nations where healthcare shortages can be especially severe. Melanie Lyon with Creighton says they're already seeing the payoff.
I talked to someone today that said, oh, my daughter's now pre-med after doing this program, and that's exactly what our hope is for this type of program.
The camp also introduces students to careers they may have never considered: physician assistants, nurses, pharmacists, occupational and physical therapists.
Also, I would try to keep it a little straighter.
And for those like Krishan, the camp isn't just about learning medical skills, it's confirming the reason they want to pursue them.
You know, at the lowest points, I want to be there for people.
Partnerships are key here. The Burton Family Foundation Summer Health Institute is a partnership between Creighton University and ASU, and that's what keeps this camp free. Students just have to get there. The Institute runs 2 cohorts each summer. Students do have to apply, and you'll be able to do that for next summer on ASU's website. The next step for the program, working to expand so that they can hold it in rural communities and tribal areas across Arizona. That's your Education Impact. I'm Nohey Graf, 12 News.
So we got out here around 11:45, noonish this afternoon, and I can tell you that the parking lot for most of the day has been full. We actually had to circle around to get a parking spot. There is so much excitement that has just built since the grand opening of this location, so much so that some city officials are on standby as we near the 4th of July weekend. 1 week after opening doors,
I think it's worth it.
Buc-ee's is still drawing a crowd.
I mean, I was prepared for it to be really busy, which it was.
Joe Day and his friends, en route to California, said they stopped to grab a bite and look inside.
Having one in Arizona, I think, has been really, really awesome. They opened a week ago, correct? And it's still like completely packed out. Like, we had to drive around the parking lot looking for a spot, and we're in the very back corner. The crowds have been impressive, even for city officials who knew it'd be busy, just not this busy.
Throughout the week, our busiest days were Friday and Saturday. We saw the ramp up. We had lines coming outside of the building. Some people were telling us they were waiting for up to 2 hours just to get inside.
Goodyear Police Lieutenant Sean Tyler says the grand opening went off without a hitch.
So for that entire day, we had 63 officers that were working.
Momentum, though, has continued. Now, a week later, they are still monitoring the area, ready to jump in if needed.
Road closures could come. At this point, we want to keep our roads open and keep the public, allow them to have the access to the businesses that are in that area, as well as going to and from work if they live in the city.
This is the largest grand opening I believe the city has ever had.
Goodyear Mayor Joe Pizzillo says the level of interest has exceeded their expectations.
335,000 people have gone through that place in a week. We only have a population of 125,000 here. Okay, so you can put that in perspective. And my understanding, a lot of people there aren't from our area.
And sees it as a positive sign for Goodyear's future.
Everybody's having a good time. They're picking up Beaver gear, Beaver stuff, Beaver cups, the outfits. You know, they're going crazy in there right now, and it's a great day for Goodyear.
And those who've seen it firsthand agree.
I think this will bring a lot of traffic for sure. I think people are coming out from wherever just to come here because I mean, there's nothing like this even close.
We actually reached out also to Buc-ee's to see if we could get any numbers on their end over how the past week has been, and they did not respond to our requests. We also asked the city of Goodyear, just with so many people in this area, if there were any major incidents that had been reported, and they said no, for the most part, it's been a smooth operation. In Goodyear, Jay Cunningham, 12 News.
Coming up, how to cool off this summer at Arizona Snow Bowl.
Want to cool off this summer with some cool activities? Look no further than the premier place to ski.
We do have a lot going on in the summer that it seems like a lot of people don't tend to know about.
There's no snow, but Snow Bowl is still open every day during the summer because they might have even more to offer during the summer.
Snow Bowl is where Arizona skis, without a doubt. We are the premier winter destination in Arizona.
From rooftop mini golf to trampolines, rock climbing, a slide, you name it. There's tons of family fun if you're trying to escape the triple-digit temps for a day or weekend.
I think there's something for everyone up here at Snow Bowl in the summer, truly.
But perhaps the biggest draw is this scenic gondola ride. So we're taking the gondola up to about 11,500 feet, and actually up there's about a quarter-mile trail that you can hike on and also enjoy the views, and you can see things like the Grand Canyon and downtown Flagstaff and so much more.
We are open through sunset on Friday and Saturday evenings for people to enjoy the sunset at the top, and that comes with a really great elevated sunset dining menu.
And if you still want to ski, don't worry, you still can. It'll just have to be virtual reality. Thank goodness the new revamped menu is not virtual, and yes, I can confirm it tastes great.
And so that's going to be an elevated tortellini. We've got a New York strip steak. We've got a mahi-mahi dish. We've got a country fried chicken dish, and they are all phenomenal.
For Rediscover Arizona, I'm Troy Lynch.
Big things are coming in August.
Oh, I feel so excited. This is the best thing ever.
As ASU Preparatory Academy gets ready to open a new West Valley campus, Principal Alondra Salazar says her focus is on the students.
It is a combination of joy, rigor, and high expectations. Our kids will be seen the moment they walk in through the door because we greet them with a handshake, a smile, and their name.
The school will start with 180 students, offering in-person learning for kindergarten through 4th grade and a hybrid schedule for 5th through 8th grade.
So this is their first middle school campus where it's a hybrid, 2 days on campus, the rest of the days at home.
From math to science, history to English, Salazar says education will be a top priority, that student expectation will be high.
The goal is to bring excellent education to them, give them the possibility of even wanting to achieve that. Whether a child wants to go to college or not, the choice should already be there from the start.
And it was important that they bring their model to this part of town.
Well, we know the West Valley is growing. I've been here for over 14 years, and just the amount of growth that has happened in those 14 years is massive. But outside of that, the most important reason is to bring high quality schools to this area.
With just over a month before students arrive, Salazar says final touches are being made, so the inaugural year is a successful one for all.
I'm just thinking about keeping the kids joyful, wanting them to come to school. We want them to want to come to school every single day, and so that is the main goal. Help kids want to come to school.
So, add the code to make pin 1 turn on and off.
A few clicks on a laptop.
On! Off!
And suddenly a light turns on.
It's a light show.
It's the kind of hands-on STEM experience many schools want to offer, but one that can require specialized teachers, costly equipment, ongoing maintenance. These kids get the experience thanks to a light bulb moment for the Apache Junction Unified School District.
The district paid for us to be here, and we were able to come in and teach all these students.
The district is outsourcing its STEM gap, contracting a company called Gentech to do it all. Curriculum, instructors, equipment. About a dozen districts across the valley are using them too, many Title I schools.
We want to share what we have learned, what we have gleaned from Gentech with everybody else who's in our same situation.
This visit is for summer camp, but in Apache Junction, they're a regular school year elective, too, for all grade levels.
I have students who are in kinder and second who can tell me the parts of a computer. I don't even know high schoolers, or some high schoolers that can do that.
That's important. Arizona has major workforce needs in technology, engineering, healthcare, and advanced manufacturing. Schools know those jobs require different skills than they did a generation ago.
And we're training those kids for the new workforce. We're trying to get them interested in programming and new technology without kind of just forcing it down their face and having them enjoy the programs. So these kids are learning about coding in an environment where they're having fun.
And programming kids to start thinking about those opportunities early on is how they hope to keep the wheels of industry turning.
There isn't really a roof rat season. They're just kind of everywhere all the time. But it's 105 outside. They're looking for a cool place to go. You know what a cool place there is? Your house.
Or in this case,
hey.
Hello again. Angie Ott's house.
I have a serious rat problem.
Eating through the walls, running around at night, there's no stopping them.
You even put that spray foam down over here just to kind of just chewing on that laminate as well. So, all right.
Werner Swenson with Critter Evictors is here to find the holes.
You can see daylight coming in? Yes. Interesting, okay. If their heads can fit in through the hole, the rest of the body just slips right in. It's not even a struggle or nothing.
And get rid of the rats that are already in there.
Looks like a perfect little rat-shaped hole.
They're called roof rats because that's usually how they get into your house. They love citrus trees and use them like rat highways to get to your roof.
Right, I don't have any type of fruit trees, and not even my neighbors around me have really trees around me.
Go pop up on this roof here, we'll see what's going on, and we'll go from there.
Swenson says the trees don't matter. These guys are crafty. They'll find a way up there. Your exhaust vents, plumbing stacks, they'll find a hole or make one. And this time of year when it's hot outside?
So they're going to go into people's houses trying to get a little relief from that heat, just like the rest of us.
Swenson found a bunch of ways they could be getting into Angie's house, like an exhaust pipe way too small for the hole it's in.
So what happens is roof rats are running around on the roof. They find an opening like this, and boom, right into Angie's house they go.
I thought about just moving.
Angie doesn't have to move, just set some traps. Not with cheese.
Put that down in here. It's got a nice punchy smell.
But with sardines. Swenson says they like it better.
Smell that from here.
Yeah, smell that from here.
Swenson says he'll keep trapping until there aren't any more rats and make sure the house is buttoned up tight. That should keep the rats away.
Thank you. All right.
In Peoria, William Pitts, 12 News.
Thanks for watching, everyone. And just a reminder that new episodes of 12 News in Focus premiere every Friday on the 12 News app. You can also watch past episodes. Just download the 12 News app on your TV devices and watch for free. I'm Tram Mai, and have a fantastic rest of your weekend.